If you're a dog owner in Winston-Salem, you already know this city has so much to offer. But to really enjoy all of it with your four-legged buddy, you both need to be on the same page. That's where confidence comes in. So this is a practical guide to finding the right dog trainer to help you both get there. So let me ask you, does this feel a little familiar? You're trying to enjoy a beautiful Saturday at the Cobblestone Farmers Market, but instead you're in a constant tug-of-war with your dog. It's a common challenge, for sure, but it's exactly the kind of real-world situation that the right training can absolutely solve. So let's reframe this whole idea. Training isn't just about stopping bad behaviors, it's about opening up a much better life with your dog, right here in the city you call home. Think about it for a second. Imagine just strolling calmly through the beautiful grounds of Reynolda Village, with your dog walking politely right by your side. Or what about navigating a busy downtown sidewalk without any of that lunging or barking? That's not a fantasy. It's really what good training makes possible. Okay, so to get to that point, you first need to know what you're even looking for. The world of dog training has a lot of different options, so let's break down the main types to help you find the perfect fit for your specific goals. So what's your number one goal? If you're dealing with bigger issues like fear or reactivity, then what you're looking for is behavior modification. For all the everyday manners, sit, stay, walking nicely, that falls under family dog training or basic obedience. Just got a puppy? Then puppy training is key for socialization and those foundational skills. And of course, you have highly specialized fields like service dog training or fun sports like agility. Knowing what you need is step one.
Next up, how do you actually want to do the training? Group classes are fantastic for socialization and practicing around distractions. Private lessons give you that one-on-one focus, either at your home or at a trainer's facility. Day training is where a pro works with your dog while you're at work, and board and train programs are like an intensive boot camp. You can even do video calls these days for remote coaching. It's all about what works for your schedule, your budget, and your dog's personality.
Now we're at the most crucial part. Seriously, not all dog training is created equal. Finding a qualified professional who uses modern, effective, and kind methods is probably the single biggest factor in your success.
The gold standard in modern dog training is something called positive reinforcement. And it's actually pretty simple. You reward the behavior you want to see more of. This approach doesn't just teach your dog what to do, it makes them an enthusiastic partner in the whole process by building their confidence. It's all about making learning fun and strengthening your relationship.
So, how do you spot a qualified positive trainer? Well, you can look for certifications. I know, these acronyms look like a bunch of alphabet soup, but they represent a serious commitment to education, ethics, and understanding how animals learn. A trainer with credentials like these has proven their knowledge and is dedicated to keeping up with the field. Look, professional training is an investment. It's an investment in a happier, less stressful life with your dog. So let's talk about what that investment typically looks like here in Winston-Salem. As you can see, costs can really vary depending on the format you choose. For instance, a group class that runs for a few weeks might be a couple $100s. A single private lesson is usually somewhere in that $100 to $160 an hour range. And then, the more intensive programs like day training or a board and train are naturally going to be a larger investment. This should just give you a realistic baseline as you start to budget. Okay, armed with all that knowledge, you're ready to start contacting some potential trainers. But what should you ask them? Here's a simple checklist to make sure you're covering all the important stuff. First off, ask them to describe their methods. You want to hear those keywords like positive reinforcement. Then ask about those certifications we just saw. A good trainer will be happy to talk about their education. This next one's huge. Ask how the plan will be tailored specifically to your dog. And just as important, ask how they'll teach you to keep up the progress, because the trainer's real job is to coach the owner. And then, of course, get all the practical details on pricing and policies. So once you begin training, the real goal is to take those skills out of your living room and into the real world. This is where the fun really begins. And Winston-Salem has some of the perfect training grounds to apply what you've learned. The paved trail at Salem Lake, for example, is fantastic for practicing loose leash walking with just enough distractions. And once you start working on recall, the fenced-in dog parks at Tanglewood or Horizons Park are safe, wonderful places to practice those off-leash commands. Finding the right trainer is really about building a partnership. It takes time and it takes consistent practice, but you're not just training your dog. You're getting ready for a future that's filled with more adventures and a much stronger bond. And before you know it, that Saturday at the Cobblestone Market won't be a tug-of-war at all. It'll just be the perfect morning out with your best friend.